Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Two Idiots podcast. This is episode 5. Welcome back. With me is.
Me. That's
Hello, Matt.
me.
How you
Yep,
doing?
that's me. Yep. Hello, everybody. It's good to be back.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good
Doing
to know.
very good. Just sitting here waiting for this baby to start.
Yeah, we've been sitting here for about an hour trying to get this to start.
That's the story every time. It's just, and now you're laughing about it, but before you were like, oh, who cares? Let's just waste Matt's life. Thanks.
You're welcome. So, we got a couple things lined up today. Florida Man is back again. But first we got a couple stories that we'd like to tell you. So, you want to get right into it?
We should do Florida Man first.
Ooh, you want to?
Yeah, we do it every time first. So let's do it.
All
Again,
right.
let's not change what's not broken.
All right. So,
I'm ready to hear this.
okay, this is Florida Man, taken fresh from the oven of the Florida Man Twitter. This one is titled, Florida Man Says Dolphin Seduced Him into Sex.
I saw that. I didn't want to pick it, though.
Why?
I thought you'd pick, because remember how I thought you were supposed to pick one?
Oh, yeah. Alright, you ready for this? I haven't read it yet. So, let's see. A Florida-based man who had sex with Dolly the dolphin.
Isn't that movie from that, isn't that the name of the dolphin from, that, inspirational movie?
Wait, I gotta look. Hold on, I gotta look this up.
I thought her name was Dolly from the inspirational movie. I'm like, no! Anything. Well, was it?
No, it's something worse that I found.
What?
I don't know if I can say it on camera.
If it's the name from an inspirational movie, I'm sure it's not bad.
No! I found dolphin dildos.
Why'd you look it up?
No! I searched Dolly the dolphin. And it comes up in...
You have safe search off for some reason, and I don't know why.
I don't know how to turn that on or off. Where is it?
Really?
I'm so dumb.
Oh, I'm dumb. I don't keep safe search off. That's disgusting. Well, unless you don't want to.
There's a
That's your
dolphin
own
named
business.
Dolly at the SeaWorld.
That's where it was.
Oh.
It's just that I thought the one from that movie that Morgan Freeman's in, A Dolphin's Tale. I thought its name was Dolly. I'm wrong, probably wrong. I'm just thinking of it too much. Well, you gonna read the rest?
When did that movie take place?
I don't know. Just
Did it take
it
place
was
in
an
that-
inspirational movie about a dolphin without a tail. I thought its name was Dolly.
Did it take
Never
pla-
saw it, but I thought it from the commercials.
Did it take place in 1971?
That happened in 1971.
Yes, this happened.
Then why are you reading it now? Why is it on
Because
Twitter
it just came to the man. It just came up.
He did it 30
No.
years ago,
There's-
and now he's just like, hey, by the way, I did this. By the way, you just go to the police station. I'm here to turn myself in. 34 years ago, I screwed a dolphin.
It says, okay, let me start over. A Florida-based man who had sex with Dolly the dolphin, a year-long relationship in 1971, has revealed that it only happened because she seduced him.
Oh. Oh, dang, that's sexy. Or whatever it is, I don't know. Play dolphin sounds right now.
Let me find what. Dolphin sound. Don't say anything, because it'll...
You have safe search off. You know what you're going to find. You're going to find the sound of dolphins having sex.
No, don't talk, because it'll echo.
That's not a dolphin.
Whatever, I don't care.
That sound seduced him? What's wrong with him? He
It sounded
should go to jail for that.
so magical. It was like...
Because if he's telling the truth and it did seduce him, then he needs to be put somewhere. Because that's just weird.
So, let me see what else it said. Oh my god. in a new 15-minute documentary. They made a documentary about this man.
And it's only 15 minutes. What
Only
great work.
How can you tell this story in only 15 minutes? Um, the 63-year-old Malcolm Brenner from Punta Garda said that he started rubbing her along her back, working her way to to her flukes, her tail, and he was rubbing her and moving her hand toward. Wait, what?
She doesn't have a hand, you idiot.
No, he said moving her hand towards her tail. I think
Dolphins have hands.
whoever wrote this doesn't know dolphin anatomy. Dolly was slowly rolling around.
Sounds like the dolphin was interested.
Dolly was slowly rolling around her long axis, the Mirror reported. In the film Dolphin Lover, an animation of what it's like to have sex with the dolphin is played to viewers to help them with their imagination.
It's an IMAX movie. Go in the big theater, just watch dolphins.
Brenner was given free access to the dolphins at the former theme park in Sarasota, Florida, where he lived, and became friends with her by going swimming with her, said in an interview that there's something quite transcendental about making love with the dolphin, as she was very special.
A lot of weird things happen in Sarasota, Florida. Macho Man Randy Savage was born there.
Brenner, who was a photographer at the time, mentioned that she announced her intentions to him by positioning herself so he was rubbing against her, adding at first he was discouraged her as he wasn't as interested, but after some time he thought, if this was a woman, this guy can't format for his life. This is exactly what it says. It's so hard to read because these people don't know how to write. He says, quote, if this was a woman, would I come up with these rationalizations and excuses? I didn't even spell that right. Rationalizations. Okay. This what's this guy doing with his life?
What's the writer doing with his life? Spelling all these things wrong.
He added that. What?
Nothing.
Oh. He added that it was when the park was closing that they successfully eluded the male dolphin so he would spend some time alone. He said that he called it a relationship because that's what it was, and when she died, it made him feel terrible, so he fell into a depression which lasted 5 years. That's kind of sad.
Oh my! Wow. He just devoted his life to that dolphin, I guess.
Dolly was moved away when the park closed 9 months after they had first met, and Brenner says that he believes her death, a short time later, was a case of suicide and that she voluntarily stopped breathing.
What in the world? She died for me. My boy Blue.
And that's it. That's the end of the article.
That was the most amazing.
That was beautiful. 10 out of 10.
Dolly. Dolphins.
Wow.
That was beautiful.
I don't even know what to say. They made a movie about what it looks like to have sex with a dolphin.
An IMAX movie. Oops.
We should go see it.
Yeah, it has to be one of our reviews.
Oh yeah, we had the idea of reviewing movies. We don't know when we're going to get around to that, but we'll definitely review that if we find it. Wow, that was a trip and a half. Speaking of long trips, as in racing.
What kind of segue was that?
It was the best segue.
Long trips around a track 500 times.
In a racing manner, let's talk about Matt's horrifying race at Pocono, as he titled it. Do you want to talk about it?
Maybe. Alright, I guess I will. So, see you do it. Okay,
What?
so, never mind. So, me alright, so this happened in 2012, right?
Yeah.
This was the summer of 2012. I started going to races at Pocono Raceway, a NASCAR track. 'Cause everybody knows if you're really watch this podcast, I'm a big fan of NASCAR. And in 2007, I started going to races and everything. So I had a lot of experience with like races and everything. I'm just going to Pocono like another year, 2012, and it's one of the first races my mom's going to with me, and my dad isn't. My dad went to races with me up to 2011. Then my mom went. So this was my mom's second race with me, you know, and so we went to the race. It was like a normal race day. There was supposed to be rain, but like that's Pocono Raceway. If you know NASCAR, Pocono Raceway. It rains like every year, and the rule in NASCAR, and so the NASCAR's unlike a lot of like those open wheel Formula One cars. NASCAR's can't run in the rain, so if it was raining, the race might be canceled or something. Not completely. I'll get to that later. And so we went, and the race started. It was like all gloomy, and it's like, no, please don't rain. Rain, go away. It got bright outside. The race started 160 laps around the tricky triangle of Pocono Raceway because it's a triangle. It's a very unique track up here. And now the rule is if they get to the halfway mark and it rains, the race can be canceled. If it rains too much and they can't dry it. If it rains before the halfway mark and they can't dry it, they'll just delay it to Monday because the races are on Sundays. So, it's a normal race dominated by some of the guys that win every week, kind of like boring. And, like I don't really remember a lot that happened during the day, just a lot, just good racing, good race. And then so they get past halfway and it starts to get dark and I'm like, "Oh crap, that's going to end early. They're going to cancel it because it started getting really like dark." And it was like getting like really really dark. So then the racers are racing for the win because they can't wait till the end of the race to take the lead, right?
Yeah.
Because they got to take the lead now because if the race ends, they're the winner. So everybody's racing so hard, it actually starts getting really exciting. It gets to like a restart, which is where all the cars get together after a wreck, and they just go. Like they restart.
Yeah.
The two dominant drivers on the front row. My favorite driver, Jeff Gordon, is sitting like way back in fifth, and they go into turn one, and the two up front drivers hit each other and get completely loose. They start to spin. Jeff Gordon comes out of nowhere. He takes the lead, and then it starts downpouring right after.
No way.
Like downpouring. And you think I'd be like excited because Jeff Gordon's coming down pit road, and it's like everybody's like, "Oh, he won! There's no way they're gonna get the race back out."
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, this was so like the rain. It was horrible. It had to be literally one of the most dangerous thunderstorms. It wasn't even like a thunderstorm. It was a lightning storm. Yeah, it was like scare. Like it felt like. I'll be completely honest here. It felt like being in Manhattan, the way it felt, not like the horror, all the death and everything. If you know what I'm gonna say, it felt like being in Manhattan at 9/11. Because when all that rain started coming down, everybody was running to their cars, and a lot of bad things, like lightning hit people and crap. There were like ambulances going like everywhere. It was really scary,
Wow.
and a guy ended up dying. That was pretty sad. 5 people were injured,
Yeah.
and now it is looked at as like a really crazy day in NASCAR, and like I was there. Jeff Gordon won the race. It was cool to see Jeff Gordon win, but it was horrible. Like getting back home, it was all rainy and nearly crashing on the highway and everything. I don't like when races end rain shortened. I mean, like actually, my first race ever, I got to see Jeff Gordon win a rain shortened race, but that was just rain. It wasn't a thunderstorm. It wasn't really that scary. It wasn't like lightning everywhere.
Yeah.
And I haven't been to a race since, and that's not the reason. It's just, reasons of like, not being able to really go there. I'm hoping to get tickets this year. And the only cool thing that happened was I got to see Jeff Gordon win. That's it. But it was really scary. It was like bad. Like I looked at like craziest NASCAR moments of 2012 up, and I was like number 2 of the 50 list.
Wow.
Crazy thunderstorm in Pocono. I'm like, dang. That was something.
Wow.
That was certainly, yeah, it was. I remember. really sad to hear that the 5 people were injured and one person had to like pass away. You know, because like it's sad to hear that he just wanted to go see like a sporting event,
Yeah.
and you know that's sad.
Yeah.
You know, Jeff Gordon made a statement later towards his family, like, you know, and all NASCAR did, but this year actually they're on the road courses. They're gonna have rain tires so they can do it, but not Pocono. So hopefully it doesn't rain this year.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to experience that again. All muddy. There was certainly something.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Wow. That was
Yeah, that's
insane.
that. That's it. Yeah, it was pretty crazy that one day. It rains almost every year there. Like it's always raining there. Like I think the race in 2011 there was rain, but they were able to dry it in time. I told you 2007 it ended rain shortened.
Yeah.
2009, I remember it went on to it was on a, it ended up being on a Monday. Luckily, both Pocono races are in the summer, so I didn't have to go to school. So I went the next Monday. Um, there were and like on some Saturdays when the minor series would race, a lot of other years it rained. So I don't know what it is about that track. Like that's what everybody says. Whenever I tell somebody my home track's Pocono, they go like, "Ha, you have to deal with rain every year." Here in Phoenix, it's always sunny. We don't get any rain.
Wow.
It's actually pretty bad because then we all get the heat. Like, what's it called?
What do you mean?
Heat stroke.
Heat stroke. What about
Is that what it's called? Like, I don't know.
it? Yeah,
Like,
heat stroke is a word.
yeah. It also rains a lot in Daytona,
Oh.
the place in Florida, where you know, like the famous races, which is coming up in only 2 weeks. Ah! I'm so excited.
You're gonna bring me to a NASCAR game one time, right?
NASCAR game.
A NASCAR.
Kenny?
What?
If I ever can, yes. But what I want to do is I want to FaceTime during a race. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, do it.
That would be so cool. It's so cool being at one. Like if you haven't been at one and you're actually a fan, you need to because it's such a cool atmosphere. All the fans are great and people disagree, but according to the census, it's the most popular sport in America. According to the census, more people voted for that than any other sport. So get wrecked football. I mean, I love football, but it got wrecked by like 1 million, and people still say football is the most popular. And it's very unique, and it's like an American thing, but
Excuse me. What was that?
that was your text saying "woo" 2 idiots hype.
I'm sorry. It said
Yeah,
that a
it's-
while ago.
Yeah, I guess you finally sent to me.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan, man, and I'm gonna be doing those videos,
Oh
reviews
yeah.
every week starting next Monday because there's an exhibition race on Saturday to get all the fans hyped up. It's a 75 lapper at Daytona Saturday night, and I'm gonna be doing a review on whatever goes down in that race because that's always exciting.
Nice.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't know. I was just talking with someone about my channel. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be posting World of Warcraft videos about bosses. There's World of Warcraft bosses. I think what I'll do is I'll record me fighting the bosses and just add text over the boss fight, explaining the boss, what it is, and what it does. So that's what I'll be doing. But we'll see. Shall we move on to the cheese story?
Yeah, go ahead. Just give me a second. I need you to start talking about it.
Alright. Well, let me give you some backstory here. So Matt comes in a lot of the times at lunch with grapes that he gives me. Because I love grapes. I love grapes. And so this one particular day, he didn't have grapes. Matt didn't have grapes.
No.
And you said, you told me that in the morning, you're like, I don't have any grapes. You saw a piece of cheese in your refrigerator. You're like, I'll just give this to Kate.
I was so tired. It was like 7 in the morning. I usually go to bed like midnight.
Yeah.
And I know you can handle sleeping like no time because you always get up and you're always so hyper. Apparently, I don't know how you do that, but I get up, and there may have been grapes in my fridge. To be honest, I just can't, I'm not paying attention. I'm just like, this is a little cheese.
Jeez.
It was like right in front of. It was like on the side door. I didn't see grapes, so I'm just like I look on the side door and there's just a bunch of cheese because my mom likes to make me bologna and cheese sandwiches for lunch, and they're always good. So I saw the cheese and I'm like, oh, I guess Shanny can have the cheese. I usually do sound drunk in the morning. I'm not saying that. It'll give the cheese, yeah. My mom will say, "How you doing, man?" I'm like, "Ah, yeah, good. I'm tired."
So you got the cheese, you put it in your backpack, your lunch.
Yeah.
You went out to school at lunchtime. This isn't our lunchtime. Should we just bring lunchtime back? Since we took it out in the second episode.
Well, I'm pretty sure we said every single episode like it's back.
It's
Lunchtime.
back! It's back!
And then we go like, yeah, and then the next episode we go, it's back.
It's back.
So
So lunchtime is back.
it's never been taken out. You will forget everything from the second podcast because all that was incest.
So you bring cheese to lunchtime. So you take it out and you give it to me like, yeah, I forgot the grapes. And I take it, I'm like, nice. So I don't know what to do with it. I'm like, I gotta do something with this. I don't want this. So there was a pen on the floor. So I was like, I'm just gonna take this and write something on it.
I remember something from this.
What?
I remember. If you can't remember this part, I'll take over. Continue.
Alright. So I take the pen and I write, I love you on it. It was in plastic covering, so I wrote on the plastic covering, I love you. And I thought, I should give this to some random person. That would be the greatest idea ever. So I tell Matt, like, we're gonna give this to someone. He's like, okay. So I start looking around like, who should I give this to? And then I see this one kid. What? What do you want to say?
I want to like explain what the backstory behind this kid.
Okay. Oh yeah, I know. I was about to say that. Yeah, go on.
Well, this one kid. I said I've just explained how much I love NASCAR, but I'm also in a lot of love of college football. Not NFL football. I don't know why. I just don't find it entertaining anymore. But college football is my thing. I just love the system. So I like the Oregon Ducks, right? And I hate the Florida State Seminoles. If you're a Seminoles fan, good for you. They're a good team. But when they're up against my Ducks, just I want them to get destroyed. You know. So, and you know what I'm getting at. You know when this went up. You know what recently happened. The Seminoles are on a 29-game win streak, right? And they have to go up against the Ducks to get a national championship. The Ducks destroy the Seminoles 59-20, and I am so hyped. I loved it. And this one kid at our school, he annoyed me so much. He wore a Florida State jersey every time they won, and I'm like, oh, when Oregon beats them, he ain't gonna be wearing that jersey. Well, guess what? This happened the day after the game, right?
Yeah.
So Kenny's looking for kids. I see that kid walk by. He's got the Florida State jersey on. I'm like, no, you don't do that when your team loses.
No, well, there was a day before. Do you remember?
It doesn't matter.
I have to tell him about that. Like,
That's just, it all ties in, and it'll be like, oh, that's not really important because we all said, yeah. What I told Kenny to do, as I said, when he wore his shirt. Okay, here's what really happened. On Monday, he wore his shirt because this all happened on Sunday. The cheese thing happened on Tuesday. The game happened on Sunday. So on Monday, he wore his jersey, and Kenny went over to him and said, 59-20, bro. And I walked away.
Yeah.
So then on Monday, so then on Tuesday, I saw him. He had another Florida State jersey on. And I'm like, how dare he? They lost. And, they don't just, I wouldn't wear I didn't win a Ducks jersey when they lost the championship. I didn't do that. He probably would have worn a Florida State jersey if they lost, though. Yeah, they did lose the championship. I was so sad. Anyway, they'll get him next year. Anyway, so when Kenny's looking, I'm like, give it to that kid. Give it to that kid, and then say 59-20.
So, he was in his normal little crowd area. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get him. I was talking to Matt, like, I'm gonna go get him. And then we see him passing by. I'm like, no way, I have to go get him. And then he turns the corner. Well, I was like, what should I do?
Do you know what?
What?
You know what? No, I want to tell the whole. He didn't just walk away like really fast. You waited. You were shy for like 10 minutes. You're like, Matt, I don't really want to do this. I'm like, Kenny, please go do. Kenny, you got to go do this. Come on. And then he walks away. Like you had 20 minutes to do it. Come on.
If it was me today, I've changed so much. I think I would have done it.
Because I mean, you're putting your whole life out here now. You don't even care. I mean, this did happen before the whole podcast even happened. I think. No, it didn't, because I remember on the first podcast I said I was hyped for that game. I think that happened the Friday before that game.
Yeah.
I think we recorded the second podcast and we mentioned it. The kid. I think we mentioned the kid on the second one, like briefly.
We might have.
Maybe you guys have heard him before. I don't know. Doesn't matter. So he walks away, and then you don't. And I was like, don't go after him.
Yeah.
So we didn't go after him. It would have been funny though. But maybe if we did, the best part of this wouldn't have happened if he did go after him.
Oh, so I'm like, what should I do now? It's lunchtime's running out. You know what I should do? I should give this to my creative writing teacher. So creative writing was, oh my god, creative writing was the second block after lunch. Was it? Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah.
There's something I did with it at math. I don't know what I did. Math was right after lunch, but I don't remember what I did in math with the cheese.
I like the cheese. I think you just put it in your pocket. It just sat there and it got all sweaty and dirty.
Yeah. So one block goes by, which is 55 minutes just about, and in comes creative writing. So I'm sitting here next to Matt and Andrew, with the cheese just sitting and melting and deforming in my pocket. And I think it was like 20 minutes or so before I finally remembered it. I was like, Matt, the cheese! I took it out, and this one kid, we'll just call him A. So A came by, I was like, hey A, hey, you want this cheese? And he was like, yeah, sure. So he takes the cheese. He was so like chill about it. I was like, yeah, sure.
Well, because he's like, like he knows how silly you are. He's just like, oh, you, Kenny. Okay, I'll have your cheese. Like he's always like so chill. Like once he was playing Seinfeld, you're like, Seinfeld, I love it. He's like, yeah, Seinfeld. And he looked away.
We'll talk about that later. So he takes the cheese. He's like, nice, bro. He takes the cheese. He looks at it and says, oh, it says I love you. And he places it on our teacher's desk.
Where it was meant to be, but you were too shy to give it to her yourself.
I was waiting. No, I wasn't waiting. I was actually too shy.
Yeah, you were, and you didn't want to take credit for it. You got all scared when he did it. You were like, oh no.
No, that's the exact opposite. So
really? No. This was after.
Oh, wait.
You thought you were gonna get like in trouble for it. You're like, oh no, I didn't do it.
No, I didn't.
And then, okay, just keep saying it. Never mind.
So,
we'll get to that.
So the teacher looks at it and is like, oh, I see. And I'm like, no, I wrote that. That, not A. So,
yeah, she's like, that's cheesy, Kenny. No, but it's like you were like before. You were so worried before. You thought she was gonna be like, why'd you give me this? And you're like, I didn't do it. And then she's like, oh, ha ha ha. And you're like, I did that, yeah. See, for once, when Logan says, like, oh, you guys embarrassed me. For once, when you did that, I kind of felt embarrassed because you literally looked. You didn't look right. Like, this is what you looked like. Can you see this?
Yeah.
I'm going to demonstrate for Kenny what he looked like. Yeah, that was me. Yeah, it was me. Yeah. That's what you looked like. Like, I was like, oh, like, you stood up and everybody looked at you. And I was like, Kenny, just shut up, please. Andrew's, like, laughing because he thinks that's funny. Because, like, he's laughing because he knows you were shy originally and now you're, like, taking all the credit.
So...
Wait. I want to explain this part. Because this is my part in it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So she picks it up with her, like, bare hands.
It's still in the plastic, though.
Yeah, but it's still in the plastic. It doesn't matter. She picks it up with her bare hands, our teacher. And then, like, I just yell this. I'm like, I was in Kenny's pants for an hour. She drops it and, like, runs away. Everybody else does, too. And I was near to, like, ah! And then she gets a plastic glove, like something that doctors would use. And she, like, picks it up, like, like she was scared.
And then I'm like, yeah?
Yeah, you go now.
And then I was like, no, like, give it back. And her teacher was like, if you want to get out of the trash, go get it. So I go to the trash, I'm like, I'm gonna get it. I take it out of the trash and stuff it back in my pocket for later use.
It would be funny if you ate it. Just ate it in front of the class, like,
Oh, God.
Yeah, that would have been worse than the cookie.
Oh, my God. So, next block comes around. Matt's not in this block. He's not in my Spanish class because he's smarter, apparently. He's in Spanish 2, I'm in Spanish 1. So, so, I'm in the dumb class over here.
The dumb class is like Spanish for grade 8.
So, I'm in Spanish 1. And I know a lot of people there. And I put the cheese on my desk. I don't know why. I just did it. I put the cheese on my desk. And everyone's asking me about it. Like, what's that for? I'm like, it's for my sandwich later.
And they find that logical, like, oh, okay, that's fine.
No, they look at me like, what the hell?
Oh, I mean, I thought it would like, oh, for your sandwich later? Okay, keep it on your desk then.
Like, why are you having a sandwich?
Why you eat sandwiches, you weirdo?
So, I keep it there. Oh yeah. So, near the end of Spanish 1, there's this kid that sits next to me. And there's this other kid who sits next to her. This kid, we'll call him E. E got up and he was talking to the girl. And he was, he was facing me while the girl was facing him. And so I tried to get E's attention. I was like, E. And he like looks at me like, distract her. And he's like, okay. I took out my cheese. I'm like, I'm gonna put it in the backpack. He was like,
I laughed so hard when Kenny told me this story. I'm like, I love that kid's cooperation. It's like, oh yeah, good idea.
He's seen. And
Do
so,
you even like talk to him often?
No, I never.
Exactly. That's like me going up to a random kid and saying, hey, if you go slap her, I'll give you like $1. He's like, okay, I'll do it. Yeah.
So he starts like, hey girl, I won't say her name. He's like, hey girl, guess what? And so the girl really turns around so that if she swerves back around, I'll be able to get away quickly. So I take the cheese, I stuff it in her backpack quietly, stuck it way in there, so she'll find it like next week or something. And so once I'm done, I tell him it's clear, you can stop if you want to. And so he's like, I didn't tell you this part, but he was like, he raised his arms. He was like, yeah.
What? In front of the girl?
Yes. The girl turns around. I quickly turn around with my back at her, and looked like I was just looking at my notes. And the girl's like, "What are you cheering at?" And he's just like, "Just living, I guess."
Who is this person? Do I know him?
I'm not gonna tell you for the safety.
Tell me, to put something that, like, okay, wait. Okay, you just keep telling your story.
So, E goes back to his desk, and the bell rings, and I don't know what to do. Do I stay and watch her reaction, or do I just leave? So, I kind of do both. I take my back out, get up, leave, but I look back in the door. That was my first mistake. So the girl finds it right away. I didn't think she was going to find it that right away. So she finds it, and she looks at me. She looks at behind the door to see if there's anyone who might have done this, and I'm just standing there with my head peeking in the doorway, looking to see, looking, and she sees me. My second mistake was just standing there and making eye contact for a good 5 seconds.
What's wrong with you?
I'm like standing there in a state of shock, like, what do I do? What do I do?
Do you know what you do?
What?
You do that kind of thing is you keep a friend in the class that acts like he's like packing up.
Oh yeah.
And then he you ask him later what happened. Somebody that she would have never suspected, of course you, because she must have had at least a little bit of suspicion, because she couldn't have seen you turn around that quickly as if you weren't even looking at her.
Well,
Nobody could do that. Like you always see when somebody's looking at you, you're like, okay, yeah, nice try. I know you're looking at me.
so she what are you doing? That's making so much noise.
Oh, sorry.
It
My
really is. I'm
mom,
gonna have to edit
my
that
mom
out.
brought me food.
Oh my goodness. So
What?
so I leave. I hear as soon as I peek my head out into the back end. As soon as I leave the doorway, I hear her like, "Was that you?" So I just start running. I try to find Matt. Matt's trying not to laugh so
You,
hard.
you never told me. Was that you?
'Cause
You were so screwed. Have you?
I
How have you
didn't
not
want-
had? There better be more to this story. She could not just put it off.
I try not to just like look at her anymore. She sits next to me, but I
She
just,
could have been your wife. You don't know that. You could have been soulmates, and now you just ruined it. Just don't tell her you ruined it. No, you ruined it by doing all those two things you did wrong, didn't you? You could have said like on her like deathbed, yeah, that was me with the cheese.
the two mistakes that I made.
Yeah, that ruined your relationship with her as a friend and as maybe something else. You Kenny.
Well, I hope
Now you went to go find me.
Yeah, and I told you a story. I didn't tell you all of it. I was so scared. Like, what do I do? My first instinct, I gotta tell Matt this story. So I tell it. What?
Yeah, because every time you do something stupid, you come to me and you feel like I have the answer. Every time he does something wrong at his home, I get a text saying like, Matt, blah 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 blah. What do I do? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not the smartest in the group. Go ask Logan or Andrew. I'm like,
I don't know what to do. We're
sometimes,
what?
like that time, I had the answer. I told you just don't talk to her anymore, and it's.
Well, we're moving seats, so.
Yeah, watch. She's gonna be like across from you and like at a table, at a group. She's gonna be staring at you like, why?
Why? Wow. Well,
You know, she might not take it as a prank. She might be a little bit turned on. You never know. Oh, he loves me.
God. She might just be repulsed by it.
No, she might think you're poor or something, and like, oh, it's so cute because he has nothing else to afford.
Wow.
Well, I mean, like you always wear like a dirty sweatshirt. Let's be honest.
No, I don't.
Yeah, Max found this character in GTA that looked a lot like you.
Yeah.
And the guy looked like he was like a street bum, so I try not to say no. That's not Kenny. And he's like, yeah, but it does kind of. It looks like you. The only difference is that the person looks high, and they're wearing shorts, which you never wear shorts.
Wow, that was amazing. I'm glad I shared this story. I guess that's it. What do you say? You think that's it?
Yep, ready for the post show.
Oh yeah, the post show. Okay.
Stay tuned tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more content. We'll see you tomorrow for the post show. See you.